Alright, I think I should be live now. Yep, that's running smoothly. Sorry guys for that little interruption here at the beginning. My computer decided to restart for whatever reason. New York opened up. I'm not trying to force anything too early. Let's see, maybe later. Discord is updating. We have a massive divergence between ES and NQ. Looking at our Asia session high right here of our new daily candle, ES has already moved above that. Let me just start the VIP live stream here quickly. Maybe later. Oh, come on, Discord. Do you have to do that now? Speak on stage. Share your screen. Go live. Microphone is running. Trading view is open. So what I said is NQ below the Asia session low. Yes, already went above that with the 8:30 news pump to the upside. We also had that 8:30 news pump to the upside, but not as significant. So just based on that, most of the time when we see that, I would anticipate NQ to run the buy side as well. If ES has already done that, we keep an eye on that, but we're not going to focus on ES here. Let me pull over my live stream chat to the different monitor. All right. This is my current funding pips challenge. This morning I ended up making, I didn't trade much because I really felt sick this morning, didn't really feel well. So I decided only to take one trade and, well, two trades. Ended up making $156. Right now I'm exactly at 50% of reaching my profit target, and I think that's pretty decent regarding that I've been only trading for 5 trading days. If I scroll down to here, 5 trading days. I started Thursday last week and now I'm already at 4% in profit. Yeah, can't really complain here, so I'm gonna play it slow. I'm not really in a rush here or anything. And so far, after 5 trading days with funding pips, I love it. I totally love it. Can't complain about it at all. I most of the time execute from my MT5 terminal that I don't have open right now. Good call, actually, because I can open MT5. And if I'm not executing on my MT5 web terminal, I'm mostly executing on my phone. And to be honest, I never thought that that's actually possible for me to do that, especially since I've been very precise with my entries. But I don't know, that CFD trading really taught me that I don't have to catch the best entry in the world and I still managed to make some profit. I was super tempted to jump in here on this volume imbalance at 8:40 a.m. because I was waiting for the buy side to be hit, but I was on the phone with a friend of mine, so I missed that opportunity. We retraced into this inefficiency right now, and what we're looking at, this red box right here, this is a daily bearish fair value gap all the way from over here, May of 2022. Because right now we're at the high of the yearly candle. If we would look at the 12-month chart, we would right now, every tick that we go above 4, 7, 8, 9 and a quarter, that's forming a new high of the year. And eventually we're gonna get a retracement because, well, we've hesitated for a little while and moved kind of sideways here, but from that area we already expanded so much. So yeah, because it's a good practice, I looked on the daily time frame prior to the stream and looked for potential daily buy side liquidity, and I marked out this high right here and a high right here. We already cleared this buy side and our high of the year. This is the beginning of 2023, the dashed line, and this is the end. Well, and that last quarter was something, to say at least. Let me get rid of these orange lines now again. So this is what I'm looking at on the daily time frame, and as we can see, we have this unfilled volume imbalance here on the daily time frame, our new day opening gap. If once we drop it down to our lower time frame, we are right inside that old daily bearish share value gap from April 2022. If we zoom in here, that's that highest bearish share value gap before we would take out this buy side liquidity here at 4819 and this buy side at 4861. I don't really think that's going to happen today, especially after the run or the rally we saw yesterday. It even continued throughout the Asia session. So if we go back to the daily time frame, most of this movement to the upside has actually happened during Asia. So we didn't clear the Asia session low just yet on the S&P 500. And if we turn off, where's the trend line coming from now? Okay, that's lower time frame stuff. And if we turn off the daily time frame and look at 4-hour inefficiencies, we can see that we also have a couple of 4-hour bearish value gaps right here. Let me drop it down to the 4-hour time frame that have been respected before, perfectly at the consequent encouragement. Where are we at? So right here, this is our lowest 4-hour bearish fair value gap, but this is actually now already a inversion fair value gap, so we're going to make it purple here. Purple, purple. We also already close above this one. And I like to use the 4-hour fair value gaps here more because, yeah, they're actually from this price lag, and we have more than one fair value gap available. So right now we can see that we're poking right inside of that highest 4-hour bullish fair value gap before we take out our first buy side liquidity pool, which would be daily buy side liquidity pool, of course, right here. Let's extend that over to here and put it in the 4-hour folder. I'm gonna keep that on as we go back. We can already see a rejection, so that's interesting. Let's actually watch it on the lower time frame. You can see we're inside that 4-hour fair value gap. I won't keep it on my chart the entire time. I don't like it. I know where we are. I have a pretty good memory. All right, we tap the daily. Looks like a little pump and dump here. Let's open up NQ here quickly. NQ still failed to take out Asia buy side, and also it's also starting to reject. But screw NQ here. I'm focusing on what I see on ES. And right here with the ICT All-in-One indicator, we have the new day opening gap. That volume imbalance that we saw on the daily time frame right here, dropping it down to the 5. That's our new day opening gap. We had equal highs for lunch during the, right here, during that expansion. So equal high Asia buy side. I think I've been long right here of this fair value gap. If I go over here to my MT5, just don't really want to miss anything. But I think that would be far-fetched. I don't think that I'm missing something right now. So if I pull up my MT5, my funding pips MT5, a first thing, funding pips has the lowest spread for the S&P 500. That's why I decided to sign up with them, because I only trade the S&P 500, only sometimes NASDAQ and EU. That's why it's on my watch list. But most of the time it's, S&P 500. Whoa, that's a huge gap. It's also the 1 minute time frame. So I guess that's acceptable. Let's see, let's do our drawings. I just want to share my executions here quickly with you guys. Trade history. Why doesn't it show it to me? Zoom out. Right here. So I've been in a long, right here, trying to target the high of the day. If we bring it back to our futures chart, the long entry of this bullish share value gap on this retracement into the high of the day. But the futures chart never hit the high of the day, the Asia buy side pool. while yeah, the CFD chart actually that we can see right here, we took out that equal high buy side. That's why I took my profit. And then later on, I took another long entry opportunity. This was yesterday PM session. I already shared that on the Discord. A long right here, and if I show that to you on a 5-minute time frame, it happened right here after once again we went sideways after taking sell side. Already always a good indication that something's about to happen, and I went long right here on this wick retracement, actually on a 1-minute time frame. So yeah, that's my morning on Funding Pips account. Like I said, it's halfway through stage 1, so I'm already up 4% in less than a trading week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 5 trading days already happened. That's the 6th day now. But I started last Thursday. Now it's yeah, Thursday again. Already up 156. Not in a hurry. I'm not the person that's going to show you, oh, I made $2,000 profit in a single day or $10,000 in a single trade. I purchased this Funding Pips challenge because of its advantage to, let's say, for example, I'm also funded with Apex and Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader, they have a, where are the rules? You have a end of day trailing drawdown. Come on. I'm not sure why it's always logging me into that old account. Yeah, right here. Come on. No, screw it. Not messing with it right now. Because of the trading drawdown, here I have I'm able to theoretically lose 14% before my challenge is gone. While with Apex or Take Profit Trader, any futures funding firm, basically, the drawdown would move up with me. I like that. Don't have to worry about, yeah, getting stopped out or anything and losing parts of my margin. I have 14% available to lose, not in a single trading day, but overall. That really helps me psychologically. Alright, ES messes around. Let's take a look at it on a 1-minute time frame. 9:30 opened up. We rejected off our highest bearish value gap right here on a 1-minute time frame. Not sure if I want to be trading the 1 minute today, to be really honest. Had a nice bounce off the VWAP, back above the midnight level. That's our 8:30 opening. We have buy side right here at the current high of the day. I think that's very likely going to be cleared. We have our bearish value gap that has been used as resistance before to sweep that 9:29 a.m. low. And if we turn on the ICT on 1 indicator and use the regular trading hours opening gap setting, I'm interested to see where that little purple box would be at for the regular trading hours gap right here. So this is our gap. This is where, yeah, the New York session closed yesterday. This is where we open up today here at 9:30. So we have a potential gap to fill, always interesting. And it goes roughly to our previous day's high, which would bring us down back to the low of the day and our unfilled new day opening gap. We open up with this gap right here and we just continue to run, even pre-Asia kill zone. Then we started to win sideways. Now we took buy side. I'm, yeah, low-key waiting for a reversal setup from the high back into the low. That's what sparks my interest right now. Feel free to share with me what you are looking for. We tapped a bullish value gap right here. Let's see if we use it as support to deliver into buy side. Would be a nice sign of bullish order flow. On the 5-minute right now, we're just chopping. Fair enough, Ryan. H. Smith, good morning. 1 hour micro idea short. Yeah, I've also got that feeling that we might visit our low of the day right here. Not really low of the day, but London session low. Let's label it as that. London sell side, bottom right. Low of day. Asia buy side has already been cleared, and we also hit our high of day. So right here we actually use that fair value gap to deliver higher. Nice W formation. Let's see if we can close above this highest bearish fair value gap, or if we just end up sweeping here, trapping longs and shorts into the market. Watching it closely, we close right at the high and open up with a new bullish volume imbalance. That's interesting. Like I said, I'm still waiting for NQ to take out the SPY side before I'm considering to take any short. Of course, you could also, yeah, in that scenario, play the long on NQ. Not feeling like it today. Open with this volume imbalance, retest, continuation up higher. Interesting. Old high of day. A little sweep. But it's only really visible if we look at a 1 minute time frame. On a 5 minute, just a retracement, volatility at the open, making look it's gonna go long immediately, and then stop hunting all the longs, likely with their stops just below the slow here at 4777. After, yeah, reversing it right away. If we look at that on a 1 minute time frame, entry, a scalping entry, would have come right here off this fair value gap for 5 points into buy side liquidity. If we were to scalp the 1 minute time frame today, but I'm not feeling it today, so I'm gonna use it for my analysis, but yeah, I'm gonna try to focus more on the 5 minute today. Take a look at NQ. Did NQ by now clear the Asia buy side? No, not yet. 15-minute time frame. Filled the 15-minute inefficiency right here, and we continued up higher. So now we actually close above this bearish fair value gap, and let's label it up as a inversion fair value gap. Let's see if we want to revisit it. Like I said, I would estimate it has to run higher at least until NQ took out the high of the day right here, came all the way back down to yesterday's high, and started to go back up. Let's see what we do inside this 1 minute fair value gap here. No, just in case, I've got my phone ready. MT5 is ready as well. We're starting to collapse. Interesting. 5 minute time frame. We swept the high. Let's watch this on the 1 minute closely. Still not a huge fan because I would have really liked to see NQ to clear Asia session buy side, and then maybe reverse. Right now it looks more like we might face some chop. Inversion fair value gap up here. Now we're inside this bullish fair value gap. Sell side in that scenario would be down here again. Down here, and then eventually our low of the day. All the way down here we have perfect equal lows residing here as well, so that's interesting. Open up with a volume imbalance. For a 287 would be up here. Nah. Alright, let's see, we close below this bullish fair value gap. That's already telling us something. Not respecting bullish order flow, like said. I think it would be worth the try for a short with SMT divergence, but yeah, we could still just simply be bouncing before NQ really takes out the high, and then we have one false signal and then the second one works out. We'll see. So we tested that lowest bullish share value gap. We closed below this volume imbalance. Let's see what we do with this inversion fair value gap. I'm looking at this here in particular because we used it as support initially to deliver into buy side. Alright, next level I want to see broken is this midnight level paired with the bullish fair value gap here. I'm in on the short on my CFD account if I pull up MT5. That's not updating. I think it's frozen. It doesn't matter. So I got in right here on this little retracement back into the inversion fair value gap. Following price. Let's see if we get our first confirmation close below. Let's look at the 5 minute. The 5 minute candle open up with a volume imbalance. We could just end up getting chopped around here, so gonna be quick to enter, even quicker to exit if we hold support on that lowest bullish fair value gap. Paired with the midnight level, you can see NQ is pushing again on the 5 minute. What's the time? It's 9:53. Let's use that lowest bearish fair value gap here, those two bearish fair value gaps, and see if we start to respect bearish order flow. If so, good for the short. If not, potential opportunity to take off some risk. Like said, I still want to see NQ to take out the high. We filled in this entire 5 minute and 1 minute inefficiency, and we're starting to pull back up. As long as we're respecting bearish fair value gaps, no reason for me to exit just yet. Not a 10 out of 10 setup in my opinion, because I would have really liked to see NQ to sweep buy side, because then I would have the confidence that we do not have to run highs again here on ES. What's the 5-minute time frame looking like? New 5-minute candle. 15-minute time frame. Interesting. Yeah, we close above that first bearish value gap. I'm gonna get out of my initial short. A very small loss. Not what I want to see, especially since, yeah, I believe that NQ wants to take out buy side. And yes, therefore is likely to follow. Active risk management. Let's see. Now we're inside this bearish value gap. Will we have the strength to push through that? If NQ will show the strength to push into buy side, ES will simply follow. That's what it is most of the times. Pushing above the 50% here. We close above the 50%. And we're pushing, retested that 50%. I jumped in with a market all along, just chasing the momentum here, take profit at the high. Once I see that is cleared, I'm gonna close that trade. Just a little scalp here. Now we're inside that highest bearish. NQ hit the midnight level, we're starting to reject. Still waiting for that Asia buy side. We open up with a bullish volume imbalance, leave behind bullish indications. Snap back aggressively here on NQ. Let's see how we close here on 1 minute. 1 minute is hectic. And I'm out. Didn't see what I want to see. Respecting bullish order flow right here. We tap that highest bearish. You now have SMT right here at the highest. Let's see. We close back below our lowest bearish value gap. It has been theoretically flipped into a inversion now. It could potentially hold. It's messy. That's what it is now. And the most important thing to watch out for when it's messy is, yeah, not to get chopped up. Yes, definitely. I agree with you that NQ wants to take it, but I think it's not going to give us a easy entry. You can see it's moving up and down with very volatile wicks, and therefore ES is also, yeah, rather difficult to trade. New bearish fair value gap. It's 10 a.m. so that's also the new hourly candle. Let's see what happens around that time. Big wicks here on the 5-minute time frame on NQ, up, down, while on the 5-minute here on ES, well, similar story. NQ, you are trading the PM session. Well, that's nice. Yesterday I've also been trading the PM session from 3 p.m. until 4 p.m. New York local time, and it worked out perfectly, just perfectly. Caught a nice continuation long opportunity actually. Oh, that's too many gaps for my liking here on the 1-minute time frame. But I'm in the short again of this bearish value gap. Maybe with that new hourly momentum, that's all we need to push. We have that SMT divergence right here between ES and NQ, comparing this high to this high. We didn't make it to take out the Asia buy side liquidity pool. Next confirmation that we continue lower is, for me, is to close below our lowest bullish value gap, and then we might actually have the opportunity to catch a short up high into the low of the day here on ES. But I want to see that confirmation first. NQ could also just be very volatile and reject again, leaving behind a huge wick. And we immediately push back to the upside again. Let's see. Get rid of these inefficiencies for a second. That's my entry fair value gap. We're back inside our bullish fair value gap. So I took a small loss right here on that initial short. And then I didn't enter short again. I tried to take the long because I anticipated NQ to run its high. The high of the day right here at 16,885. Didn't do that, and it didn't start to respect newly bullish form fair value gaps. We immediately closed below, so I jumped in right here with that bearish fair value gap. Just a lot to manage for me at the same time. So yeah, back in the days, yeah, well, next month I will be trading on my Take Profit Trader or Apex funded account again with the VIP members on Discord, and then you can, yeah, copy my trades. But if you want that, it's more about the narrative. Why is it that you're only trading the PM session, Khalid? I can see NQ's really, everyone has been looking for the SPY side. Maybe not everyone, but the majority. I could see a little head and shoulder setup here. I want to see the 1-minute candle close below our lowest bullish fair value gap here. If I can see that, that would be nice confirmation. This was our entry bearish fair value gap. We tapped the VWAP again. Alright, so here we have a new tiny little bearish fair value gap. Let's follow that. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to trade within this range for a little bit longer. Took the short-term low. Immediately bouncing back. We have the VWAP midnight level and still respecting the slowest 1-minute bullish fair value gap. Let's see if it starts to negate bearish inefficiencies here. So if we actually use them to run lower into our 9:30 a.m. low. That's what we would anticipate being short. Bearish order flow to be respected. Okay, and Q is about to take out its low of the day. So ES has lots of catching up to do. The low of the day on ES comes in roughly down here. I'm willing to hold on to the trade as long as we keep on respecting bearish order flow, like I said. "30 seconds to go before this candle is going to close and before we can flip this bullish fair value gap into a inversion fair value gap. NQ took out the low of the day. That's the new day opening gap here on NQ, this gray box. That gray box would be all the way down here on ES. Alright, so we close below. That's done. Inversion fair value gap, middle line, and make it a dotted line. Respecting bearish order flow, we are below the VWAP now. Let's see if we now start to hold resistance, or if we now have SMT divergence at the downside because ES is holding up. Didn't take out this 9:30 low while NQ did. Actually swept the low of the day. So we could continue to like chop around like this and immediately reverse all the way back up into Asia buy side. We just have to be aware of that possibility. Let's see. I get my invalidation quick. If I see it immediately disrespect this inversion fair value gap and the bearish fair value gap right here with a candle close above, I'm out of my trade. As long as we respect those areas, I'm not worried at all. And I think that we could continue potentially into lower sell side targets, previous day's high, new day opening gap from where we are at right now. A nice and quick drop to the downside, our low of the day, London sell side, equal low sell side right here. Plenty of sell side targets to the downside on ES. Coming from the high of the day with SMT divergence at the high. Above Asia buy side, we didn't see that on NQ. Probability is there, but I will still manage my risk wisely. And if I see, like I said, this fair value gap being negated, paired with this one and paired with the midnight level, I'm out. Tap the midnight level again. Q is also starting to bounce here after taking out the low of the day again. Bullish volume imbalance. Let's see. NQ could take the high now, that's why I'm extra cautious on ES here, that it's not going to reverse on me, being in the short. It's a possibility that NQ can take the high. That's why I'm watching out, because then ES will likely follow and take out buy side again here as well. If it wants to do that. That's why I keep an eye on NQ here. Took out the low of the day. Or we might just not take out Asia session high and start collapsing here. And then we have great potential to the downside here on ES. We're at 778 right now, and down here at 668 is our London sell side, so that's a nice 10-point target. Coming from the high of the day, actually being above Asia buy side. I really like the short here. So far we've been tapping into this inversion fair value gap, and every time we traded into it, we've been rejected. This leads me to believe that we're gonna look for our next sell side target, unless we accumulate here and then eventually get one big bullish candle that's closing somewhere above here, and that would lead me to close my position. Because then I think it's likely that NQ is going to bounce right here from the low, still wanting to target Asia buy side, and then the same thing is going to happen with ES, taking its buy side again. then it actually would be more interesting to trade in Q, to be really honest. I also don't want to get messed up here on the lower time frame, so we're gonna keep an eye out on the 5-minute time frame here. We start to leave behind our first 5-minute bearish share value gap since New York market open, right here. And we just tapped into that. This is our 5-minute inefficiency. We have a 5-minute inefficiency on NQ here as well. Yeah, I don't like the consolidation here really. That's usually always a good indication that. Oh well, we'll see. We'll be patient. Nothing to lose anyway. Yeah, that's why I really like the short here on ES. Coming off the high of the day, high of the year, high of the month, blah blah blah. Especially the high of the day being above Asia buy side. But I don't really like the divergence with NQ. So NQ is now inside that 5-minute bearish and it's pushing strongly. Like I said, my invalidation is going to come once I see this inversion fair value gap not being respected anymore. I can always jump in again if I see another opportunity, and if I have just been too precise and we start to not respect bullish fair value gaps and inversion fair value gaps. But usually once we do that, 8 out of 10 times we're done. So let's see. All right, we still respect our area. We're still inside our inversion, playing with the slowest 1-minute bearish. Take a look at the 5 here. We filled in our 5-minute inefficiency. It's closing in 3 minutes roughly. Let's drop it back down to the 1. Like I said, can pretty much ditch it. We're aware that we have a bearish value gap on the 5-minute here, but I'm just gonna follow and tape read it on the 1-minute time frame. NQ filled the inefficiency. So far we have been respecting everything perfectly. Can't really complain about that. So my scenario in this case is, okay, we close below, we hold resistance, we take out our first sell side target. If we close above, well, we might be retracing higher, and I'm not going to hold through that. Because that wouldn't be the scenario that I anticipated with my entry. Let's get rid of that brush. Playing around at the VWAP. That's why I like to have it on my chart. "20 seconds to go. We're above right now. Let's see. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, we still respected it. So we closed just right at the high. I'm not closing my position just yet. That's the level of precision I'm looking for. If I would have seen a close above, I would have hit close on my phone. Right now it's just playing with us. Right around the VWAP. We have our invalidation criteria. My short entry is coming from up here. Stop loss, 4 points. Target, first target definitely down here. but I'm willing to hold it lower. All right, that's a nice down closing candle like that, still respecting all these areas. That's what I was looking for. That's what I'm looking for at all times. That level of precision, not interested in less. NQ rejected nicely off the bearish fair value gap with a nice rejection wick here. We tapped the low. We have a regular trading hours opening gap as well, in case you just tuned in. Let me turn it on the indicator. Now we have equal low sell side. We have more equal low sell side right down here. And the London sell side coming in at 4767. And this is our regular trading hours opening gap. So right around here, we would come towards 50% of that gap. Paired with that sell side, that's definitely going to be a partial point for me. And yeah, then eventually, well, I'm looking forward to hold it to the low of the day eventually, at least parts of the position. We can leave that on here. Regular trading hours opening gap. Now I'm turning that off. We cleared sell side. Now we're coming closer to the 830 level. We don't have any inefficiencies right here that are worth mentioning. We've seen how nicely we've respected all the bearish inefficiencies here. Run, Forest, run. Five-minute time frame here on ES. We filled that 5-minute inefficiency. So if we would have been focusing on the 5-minute, we would have also been in a position right now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to target London sell side here. Happy with that. Hide and Q, not relevant to me right now. I'm just following price action on ES to decide when I'm going to enter or exit. I don't add to the position anymore. Right now I'm up around $300 and we're starting to collapse. Reaccumulation, and now we're dropping. We follow it simply by framing a narrative, or at least that's how I do it, using fair value gaps and common sense, price action, blah blah blah. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. Also make sure to like the live stream. That would be awesome. That would really start to really put it out there, and maybe more people could find value in my streams. Nice, this is a very important close, also below the 830 level, equal low sell side, and then London sell side, and then eventually our unfilled opening gap right here. 15-minute time frame. Potential market structure shift here. High, lower, higher low, higher high, lower low. It's right here from our initial entry. 15 points. London sell side, 19 points. That's not bad. Take a quick look at NQ. That's a new day opening gap on NQ. That would be my target for in case you are short against the yacht. Against the odds, I would be looking at this unfilled new day opening gap as a potential target. No inefficiencies anymore on the 1 minute time frame. Let's watch the 5. New 5-minute candle right here, and note that we close below this bullish share value gap right here, and also below the 5-minute bullish share value gap that has been used as support right here from this candle's low to this candle's high to deliver into our old high of the day. We swept that. Then on the 1 minute time frame, yeah, we followed price action very nicely. So let's see. Managing the position on my phone. If you would have told me that 2 months ago, or what, just 1 month ago, I wouldn't have believed you at all. Yeah. No chance. But I enjoy it. It's not too bad. It's really not too bad compared to executing right here on TradingView with a futures funded account. It really isn't. Stops already at break even. So we make sure we don't lose anything. Modify, done. Now we can watch and enjoy. Let's see what we do inside our bearish share value gap. Potential is still there that we are still targeting buy side on NQ even. Right here, if we take a close look at NQ. We also don't expect the best trading environment after a true expansion day on the previous day and on the day before. Oh, we actually had a nice long here. I remember that was Tuesday's stream. I'm not saying using your phone is better. I like it more if I only focus on one screen and one chart at a time. And if I would be switching around between my trading view and my MT5 here on my monitor at all times, that would just be like, I don't know, flipping around a little bit too much for my liking. That's why I prefer, yeah, just managing it on my phone. If I'm trading a CFD challenge, yeah, it's handy. Quick to enter, exit, easy to manage your position. And you can still have a laser sharp focus on your chart. Not much delay in between. It's a possibility, Mark. We pointed that out that if NQ is going to continue lower, that gap would be our main target and the opening of the daily candle. So yeah, and if we hit that area, we will see. We could look for a reversal setup in here, or we might just retrace towards the consequent encouragement of this big expansion. If we take a look at that, a retracement to the 50% wouldn't hurt. Now, not good at forecasting these things. I mean, I could say yes. Probability is always there that it could happen. It's not chiseled in stone yet. Not at all. That's why I like to go with the flow and take it one tick at a time or 1 point at a time and see what price action is telling me. Right now, here, just looking at NQ on a lower time frame, 5-minute time frame. Yes, we have that potential draw. We've been respecting bearish 5-minute fair value gaps right here, continued lower, likely going to leave behind a new bearish 5-minute fair value gap, but with all the wicks here on NQ on that 5-minute time frame, it's, let's say, tricky. So now we would expecting the same thing for NQ to reject this lowest bearish fair value gap. If we start to see a close above that, could already frame a potential, short-term run up higher. So I want to see this area being respected. Once I see the close above, I would be out of the trade. Instead of forecasting what's going to happen first, which is rather tricky, I like to, frame my narrative. It might, yeah, sure. Infinite opportunities or possibilities. That's the thing with trading. At 16,706. 706. No, I can't do it right now. I'm focusing. Unwillingness to continue lower here. On ES at least we have that equal low sell side. But from our entry up here, should be fine. No bullish inefficiencies being left behind. I want to see what price is doing inside the 1-minute inefficiencies here. I think we also left behind a new 5-minute. No, we did not actually on NQ, on ES. We're back above this bearish share value gap. That's already invalidation number 1 for me. I'm gonna take off some risk here and secure some profits. Not what I'm looking forward to see. Because we've been respecting everything so nicely right here, where we've entered the short, respected the fair value gap, broke through our lowest bullish fair value gap, respecting the bearish fair value gap here to the tick with the candle closed perfectly. Now we closed above. That's the first sign that we might not want to continue lower here. And actually, target our first short-term high here in terms of buy-side liquidity. So let's see how we play inside this theoretical inversion fair value gap. Now, if we immediately close back below it, that would be nice. Now, we close right at the low. So let's see if we use it as support. NQ is rejecting, filled in this bearish fair value gap perfectly. That's what we would like to see, like we said earlier, respecting bearish order flow. But with all the wicks at the moment here on NQ, it's tricky. Let's see, close below would be nice. Quit. See if we have anything on Discord. 10%, 25%, sorry. The rest is stopped out at break even right here. I still like how we reject here on NQ. That's why I'm still holding on to the majority of the position. And this might just be a little malfunctioning, basically. Not respecting it perfectly. That's why I'm still waiting for that close back below. Because that would invalidate the idea that, okay, we started to disrespect bearish order flow with bearish fair value gaps. Close above it, and now we're using them as support. But once we see the next close back below, well, we can pretty much ditch that idea. But I don't close it fully. I just take a partial to make sure I get paid. And stop loss is already at break even right here from our entry right around here with the spread and everything, market order entry. And we did close back below. That's nice. So I'm gonna leave it here as a gray fair value gap. Based on that, a close again above it. Yeah, I would likely close more than 50% of the position. But as long as we're continuing like this, target short-term lows. Oh, come on, let me copy it. There we go. NQ also nicely rejected. Looks like it's really going to target that new day opening gap. And the way I would handle that, I would enter right here at the low of the fair value gap and use a safety stop loss that in case we're gonna reverse immediately, I'm being stopped out with my take profit target somewhere inside, maybe at the 50% of the new day opening gap. And once I see the close above, I would already close the entire position and exit the trade. But that works much better on ES because NQ is just a little bit too volatile for my liking. Can see how perfectly those inefficiencies are being respected even on the 1 minute time frame. And I'm not talking about wicks, I'm talking about bodies. Bodies tell the story and wicks to the damage. We know that. NQ took the low again while ES is still holding up. Interesting. Switch to a 5 minute time frame here. No inefficiencies we could use. The only inefficiency would be right in here on the 5 minute. Have a inversion fair value gap right here. Equal low sell side. NQ new day opening gap target below. Let's see. 1 point at a time. 1 tick at a time sometimes. Or 4:30 a.m. We're chilling. I want to see ES also make a lower low now. Otherwise, if we close back above this fair value gap, I would use it as invalidation. Really. Because NQ is really heading lower here, about to fill the new day opening gap. If NQ is going to fill that without ES showing that it wants to continue lower, I'm done. And right now it's showing that we can see clearly on NQ we're forming lower lows, while ES is really holding up nicely here. And there goes the push. Back above, let's see where this candle is going to close. Ready to manage my trade. Right now we're putting in place higher highs and higher lows. And we close back above it with a volume imbalance. That's where I'm going to take my partial. Not a partial. Rest is going to be stopped out at break even, right around the 8-point mark from my entry. Yeah, price is just ugly right now, messy. So now let's see if we use it this time as support after closing above it with a volume imbalance. In that scenario, I would right now, for the short term at least, flip my bias to short term bullish. volume imbalance, equal highs, we're going to take them now. Then we hit the midnight level. The invalidation for the entire short setup would come once we close above this bearish value gap. Now we have a bullish discount being left behind. Yeah, the rest is just getting stopped out at break even. Nothing really to worry about. Hit the midnight level again. Let's see. Let's see what we do inside this bullish value gap. If we immediately close below, we're still good with the rest of our position. But if we wick away from that area now, we close it in immediately, so we filled that fair value gap. Can at this point in time already ditch this one right here. We've closed above and below it a couple of times. I like to only use the one that actually have been respected. First push, second push, third push. Short-term lows. And at this point in time, seeing that, I would already be out of the long. It's very quick and very sudden. You might not be used to that at all. Switching your short-term bias rather quickly, but it works. Can manage your risk very quickly. You're in quick, you're out quick, and you're losing trades most of the time at a fraction of the size compared to your winning trades. You can see it right here from my entry up there. We've followed price action nicely. Then, yeah, we've got thrown off right here with this bearish value gap. Nice volume imbalance. Yeah, sticking to the short. Still in with 60%, no, 40%, other way around. The rest has been secured right here. I took a partial end right there. So that's around, let's take an average with spread. 6 points right here, more than 5 points, I'm happy. And the other one, yeah, just at 5 points. The rest is still running. NQ tapped the low of the day for the first time, or the opening price, right here at 16.77. Yeah, I thought so too. Like I said, once we close above this bearish value gap, then we can really say, okay, NQ wants to take out buy side. But as long as we're respecting that area, we could remain in our short without any worries. The higher the time frame, the calmer this entire trading style is. So on a 1 minute time frame, you have to be quick and seasoned. By seasoned, I don't mean food seasoning. I mean being a seasoned trader who's traded the 1 minute time frame before, and especially traded this technique on the higher time frame before. So I would suggest using that on a 5 minute. And on a 5 minute, my entry would have come right off here of this bearish fair value gap. Following price, we swap buy side. We have unfilled sell side liquidity down here, equal low sell side and London sell side. SMT divergence between ES and NQ at the highs. That's good enough for me to try. If I see the close above, I'm out. As long as we respect that, I'm in. Doing that on the 1 minute time frame, it's extreme. The extreme version of it. I have to be quick. Yes, I'm in a sell Kartik. I'm in short right here. I can leave that on my chart. Initially, I had a stop right up here, waiting for the invalidation. If I saw the close above, I would have been out. I like that. 15 points into equal low sell side, and then our London sell side down here for almost 20 points. Partial right here and right here. let's say we didn't close below our sell side just yet. NQ hit the 50%, so that entry right here would have worked perfectly fine, nothing to worry about. We place our entry, a safety stop loss, 50% of that wick maybe. Target the consequent encouragement. Done. Alright, now I'm really interested to see what we're going to do inside this bearish share value gap, because now NQ hit a objective, the new day opening gap. Because the question in the room right now is if ES is going to continue lower. And by negating this big bearish share value gap here starting to close above, it would tell me, or would lead me to believe, that we might want to take buy side now, after taking sell side, sell side, sell side, very slowly in a high resistance liquidity run sort of way. But I think, well, the possibility is it's always there, but this sell side is just too choosy. Like perfect equal lows, London sell side still not taken. Let's just, yeah, like always, take it 1 point at a time, 1 tick at a time. Yes, it's not usual for me to look for such a high risk reward, but I saw the opportunity today, and like I explained in my last video about how I manage my trades, I already got paid. I already secured 10 points out of this entire position right here that I manage from my phone at the moment. I'm already done. The rest is going to be stopped out at break even, or I'm taking off another few percents if I see invalidation of bearish order flow right here. And by that I mean specifically this bearish share value gap. If I see the close above, well, I still made 15 points all up. Can't complain about that at any time. So right now I'm just letting it run, because when my lower time frame analysis, so 1 minute time frame or 5 minute time frame stuff, lines up perfectly with what I'm already looking for on the higher time frame, then I'm more willing to hold my trades for longer. But if I, for example, it's that type of day where you just have no idea of what the higher time frame could be doing or could be up to, then I just go with the flow and secure my 5 points here and there, left and right. Yeah, I'm sure NQ tapped a 1 hour bullish share value gap. I think there's plenty available from yesterday's run, and even just the Asia session run to the upside here. Can't really call it Asia session. Just after the opening here. Yeah, like so. After filling in this, gonna have a close eye on bearish inefficiencies here. Potentially, I think since the good liquidity below in this bearish, hang on, I have to get close to my screen to read that. Okay, let's say we did take some trade off during the pullback. Potentially, I think since the good liquidity below, reading some position is bearish that has displacement plus breakoff structure. Yeah, sure, that could be a scale into your position, but because I'm already in with all I feel comfortable enough to, yeah, enter with, I don't have the need to add to the position. But yeah, every bearish share value gap could have been used, or for example this one, as a re-entry, or like we said, okay, we had our target, new day opening gap, we had our bearish share value gap, and I said it right here on the stream, if we're going to continue lower, I would like to see this bearish share value gap to be used. If we see the close above, I would get out of the position, target somewhere around the 50% of the new day opening gap. And that's how it happened. Of course, if it wouldn't have happened, then, well, it depends on our stop, on our candle, how we close above. If we close above somewhere up here, yeah, we would have been fully stopped out at our stop loss, likely here at the consequent encouragement of this wick here to the upside. But most of the time we only get a close, at least on ES, because NQ might be a little bit more volatile, might be different here. A close 1 or 2 or let's say 1 point above the bearish fair value gap. Then instead of taking our full loss right here, we take half the loss. And that's usually how I manage to trade. Looking for, yeah, laser sharp precision. Like here again, unwillingness to continue lower. We put in that first low, then we try to tap into it again. We have this unfilled volume imbalance that has been holding us right now as well. NQ pushing off that new day opening gap. Let's see if we get a first close above that consequent encouragement here. There's certainly, like Omar, what you said, good liquidity below, but yeah, it's a tough one if you ask me. Like today, price action hasn't been the easiest. We haven't seen that quick run into sell side liquidity. It's really forming that high resistance liquidity run to the downside, and it tends to be a little bit more stressful or requires more mental capital than otherwise. NQ has less obvious liquidity in my opinion now. Yeah, definitely. NQ hit the target. I mean, the next target for me on NQ would be yesterday's closing price, filling in this entire new day opening gap. And then every short-term low from our FOMC run here to the upside. If it wants to do that, maybe just targeting the 50% of that entire range. 50% right here lines up with the sell side, could be a nice and healthy retracement. But yeah, I could also see it bounce off here, and because there's nothing on the 5-minute, I would wait for a confirmed close above this bearish value gap. If I see that, I would play the inversion, stop loss somewhere around here, target Asia high, let's say healthy risk to reward ratio, or drop down to a lower time frame and see if you can work with any inversion fair value gap down here already, because this has been a high resistance liquidity run, and get in down here somewhere. But I'm not suggesting anything. I prefer and I recommend to stick to higher time frames first. You can do that exact same thing on a 5-minute time frame. On a 5-minute time frame, we would have actually had a much easier time, because we don't have as many fair value gaps as we do have on the 1-minute time frame. Let's delete all this here quickly and simply look at what price told us after the New York Open here on ES. All right, New York opens up, we consolidate, we take this low, and we sweep the high again. We have bearish SMT divergence with NQ, and we're already above our Asia session high. All right, we consolidate, and then for the first time we get a bearish fair value gap. And this is oftentimes just what I like to do. I place my entry right here, paired with the midnight level, my stop 5 points above this candle's high as a safety stop, targeting equal low sell side for a nice 2-to-1 risk to reward. In my eyes, a good setup. And most of the time, if we get the 5-minute candle close, let's say somewhere around here or even here, I don't lose 5 points completely. I get stopped out at around a 3-point loss, and that's how I keep my losing trades smaller than my winning trades, unless there's lots of momentum and volatility and I get a big fake out wick or fuck you wick, whatever you want to call it. Stop hunting you out, leading you to get stopped out, and then you're out. But from here on, we had no bearish fair value gap, and in that scenario, I would have really used, hang on, let me get rid of these orange lines. Where we at? I would have used old structure, old bullish fair value gaps that have been used as support and respected consequent encouragement perfectly as a inversion fair value gap to see if that is being respected. And so far we have. This was our entry bearish 5-minute fair value gap. Would be a lot calmer here on the 5-minute time frame. Also on NQ. No fair value gaps, nothing to use. Alright, we tagged the midnight. We have a big rejection here. We have sell side below. Alright, let's try. Let's see. 5 out of 10 are going to work out, and if you manage your risk right, then it's working out. NQ actually swept the low one more time if we really take a close look at it. Made a lower low, while ES didn't make a lower low. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to drop it back down to the 1-minute time frame though now. Yes, there's SMT divergence. And we can see how NQ is moving here to the right. We close above that bearish fair value gap, but open with a volume imbalance. Like I said, that's what trading in a high resistance liquidity run is like. Entire invalidation for the short would be the next close above. I like to give it a second chance if we close above and volume imbalance back to the high of the fair value gap. Oh yeah, we're inside the 1050 macro with SMT divergence. That's nice indeed. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm gonna close the position. That's done. And now we inverted all these inefficiencies, and before I take a quick bathroom break, look for short-term highs to be hit. That invalidated the entire short setup. For the short term at least. And we can see how strongly NQ is bouncing here. Alright, I'm going to be back in no time. Now, right now I'm out. With this confirmation, even closing above that highest bearish fair value gap, I'm out 100%. Gonna be back soon. One minute breaker, tapped enter for buy. Yes, right here. Breaker wouldn't really be a breaker by definition, therefore we would have needed a sweep. Let me get up to date. Inversion fair value gap right here, inversion fair value gap right here. Short-term high as targets. We can see that NQ is also pushing away from that area where we initially looked for, looked at as our target. I'm out of the entire position, so I took the entry around this area, took my first partial here, the second partial here, and yeah, stop loss at break even. And then I'm still following order flow once I see more inefficiencies being disrespected, SMT diversions and all that types of stuff. Not interested to hold the position anymore and get stopped out at break even. That time I'm just calling it a trade and getting out of it overall. 1 minute breaker on NQ. Let's pull up that 1 minute. Well, on NQ we have a breaker block right here, that highest up closing candle. I would use this one really, or that rough area, if we even retrace back into it. Same short-term high targets for NQ. This could be the low resistance liquidity run to the upside. NES is just following what NQ is doing. Even though ES didn't manage to take out proper sell side. We fell short of most of it, but we go with the flow here. And right now we're not trying to force a short just because we have sell side below. Yeah, I'm not taking any more major trades, so we just took out that buy side liquidity. I enjoy being on stream, answering questions and that stuff. And it's good practice for me as well. Sharpening the tools, you know. Alright, so we swapped those two highs and immediately rejected. What's the time? It's 10:56, so that's a new 5-minute candle. On NQ, similar thing. But did we actually take it? Not sure, let me draw by line. Might just end up being a bull trap before we actually continue lower. For everyone trying to catch the reversal here. Let's see. Right now we want to see if bullish order flow is strong enough or if it ended up being a bull trap and we're going to continue lower on ES. Invalidation for me would come with a close below these fair value gaps here. Yeah, could be the case. We respect our highest bullish fair value gap right here of this move to the upside. So right now for me, we tested the breaker block, the high of this candle right here on NQ. Go with the flow. Right now the flow, short term at least, looks bullish to me. We have levels to watch where we could be, seeing a potential invalidation. Let's see what we do inside this bearish fair value gap after retesting or retracing into our inefficiencies. Bearish fair value gap. We have a hourly opening coming up in a couple of minutes. Immediately disrespecting bearish order flow. Still respecting bullish. So I would continue to look for higher prices here. Can use our old bearish fair value gap that we looked at earlier. See if we can close above that, because we failed to close above that all these times. That would be another very good confirmation, especially prior to the new hourly open. But right now, here in the bigger picture, we're just going sideways. Let's see if that sideways movement is going to be used to, attack buy side again. Especially with NQ leaving behind this breaker formation inside the new day opening gap, moving away from that with displacement, with momentum, retesting it and continuing with that same momentum. The only thing that's in our way right now is that new hourly candle. Oh, right here, that's it. So once again, a new bullish value gap paired with the inversion, so a balanced price range, we could call it. Bullish value gap. Let's see what price wants to do here. Question is it a bull trap? And we just swept buy side liquidity to continue lower, take out these relative equal lows and the equal low sell side here, London sell side. And we get our confirmation once we see bullish share value gaps being disrespected. SNQ printed, relative equal highs here. That's that 5-minute bearish share value gap we've been looking at earlier. Like we said, we look for higher prices once we see the close above that, but so far we've been rejecting from that area. Respecting bullish share value gaps. Let's see if we break through this set of equal highs, midnight level, and our bearish share value gap that we looked at earlier, roughly an hour ago. Man, that's fair enough. That's your opinion, and you stick to that by going with the flow. Especially since we took those short-term highs, probability of going higher, it's there. But to me right now, I want to see, at least on a 1-minute time frame, that's just a thing that you experience on a 1-minute time frame. I want to see it really disrespecting the bullish inefficiencies here for me to be convinced enough. Like for example, we did right here. We closed below our bullish fair value gap and inversion fair value gap to really convince me that, okay, this is a trap. We pump to the upside to sweep buy side and then immediately reject. We really want to continue lower for the short term. On my crypto position, what crypto position? I'm not in a leverage or futures position right now in crypto. I'm only buying and holding. Every time it dips, I'm buying. So most recently I bought. When there's blood on the streets, that's when I'm buying. Been working really well so far. You can see that NQ is really rejecting here, and yes, it's trying to push to the upside, but it's getting rejecting every time it's trying. NQ really showing weakness here. Yeah, NQ is really showing that weakness here, and yes, it's lagging behind. Close below our bullish value gap right here, and this might be the capitulation with the new hourly candle into our London sell side basically. Let's see, I'm gonna take it 1 point at a time. It's tricky to trade these ranges. Oh, they're doing well. Doing really well. I try to keep everything up to date inside the crypto chat on the Discord server. Picked up some more energy web tokens on the dip, some more good entry tokens. Working on my airdrops, staying active on chain, the usual. Alright, let's see a new inversion fair value gap that initially held support. Now we close below it. We have equal lows below, paired with this bullish fair value gap. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna stay on until 11:10, and that's when I'm gonna call it a day. See if we get the continuation until then. Continuation to either the up or downside. Right now, I'd still label it as 50-50. Just from what I see on the 1 minute time frame, not trying to look for the bigger picture. The bigger picture, it's pretty obvious, sell side. But right now we're just going sideways here. For the entire SilverBullet hour, we went sideways up here and then we shifted it down one area and consolidated here really. Bigger range, but let's see. So right now we have that inversion fair value gap paired with the bearish fair value gap right here. If in case we're bearish, we want to see this inversion that kept holding support before, paired with the bearish fair value gap now to hold resistance, to help us deliver through our bullish fair value gap right here. This would be where the mitigation block or breaker block would be sitting at. Let's take a look at what it looks like on NQ here actually. NQ is right here inside that breaker area. Let's see. Bearish order flow confirmation. Respect inversion paired with the bearish, closing below equal lows and below our fair value gap at the 50% of this entire range. Let's see, we are taking the lows. Are we just forming more lows? See what we look like on the hourly time frame. Okay, so we took the lows. That's done. We volume imbalance below the 50%, but we immediately shoot back up. Tapping the inversion fair value gap again. Like all day so far today, NQ has been much weaker than ES. ES has been holding up relatively strong, still above London sell side and our low of the day and our new day opening gap. So ES really has that potential to drop another 15 points here. It's really what we're looking for. So prefer the volume imbalance to remain unfilled and ideally to close below this bullish fair value gap. Let's see, we're right at the moment inside our lowest 1 minute bullish here on NQ. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we at least left that volume imbalance open. I think it might be time now for ES to collapse. Run. NQ is breaking. Let's watch it. This would be the low right here. Yeah. We have another bullish fair value gap where we could see some hesitation. Dump it. Yeah, I definitely agree. Dump it. Dump it. The first step would be close below this bullish, and then we take it to the next step. but it's hesitating. So we closed right at the low and open with another bearish volume imbalance. Didn't really close below for me yet, just opened below. So I'm going to leave it as a bullish share value gap. I don't know, price is playing around here. What time is it? It's 5:10. So we're getting closer to the end of the live stream. Are there any questions? Because I'm going to end the stream in about 5 minutes, something like that. So in case you have any more questions, feel free to ask me right now. Otherwise, I will be also back tomorrow if questions arise after the live stream. Once you're processing everything, we immediately close back below, back above our bullish share value gap. So we actually never saw the close below. We only saw the open below and moved away from that again. With momentum actually. Filling the breaker block or the mitigation block. Unfortunate we didn't close below here and kept using it as resistance, but that's kind of looking more bullish than bearish right now, especially if we now close above our inversion that has been used as resistance before, because then this would be a break in structure. And we did close back above it. Seems like we're not willing to take sell side. NQ also didn't take sell side. Had a deep retracement, but it's pushing up again with momentum with a potential break in structure. Same goes for ES. Break in structure right here. We close above. Let's see what we do now around our balanced price range. If we reject from here and keep on consolidating within that range, making it really hard for lower time frame scalpers to trade this range. But that's usually what happens if we are inside a range. We see plenty of areas that could work out, but all we do is go up and down, go up and down. Like right here. And then we close back below it. So that's really not what we're looking for. Lots of messing around today. Let's see if we now get the close below. And there we go. Pure manipulation within the range, making it look bullish and then bearish again. Let's see, ideally we collapse immediately now here at 11.14 and close below all these bullish fair value gaps. NQ took the low one more time. We're waiting for ES to do the same. Yes, I get it. It's especially focusing on the 1 minute time frame at this time. It's tough. It's very tough. So we close below, but gap back to the upside here. Let's watch the 5 minute time frame. On the 5 minute time frame, it would have just been messy price action, trading within a range, taking the highs and taking the lows, but we would have really been fine without the 1 minute time frame, just using our initial 5 minute bearish fair value gap entry. Turtle soup and done. All right, I think, let's see if we break now. I'm in the short again. I jumped in right here with the momentum, right here, and somewhere around here. I'm gonna watch it on a 5 minute time frame now. The 1 minute time frame, it's just messing with us. The only fair value gap, oh well, we have a tiny little bullish fair value gap right here. We close below our London sell side. Gonna secure one out of the two positions I have open right here. And let the other one run. Stop loss goes to break even. I still had that high conviction that we're gonna go lower, but sometimes you just get thrown under the bus by focusing too much on what's happening on the lower time frame. And especially if you're not used to it, then yeah, best thing to do is avoid the lower time frame. And look at NQ. Now actually close below our new day opening gap. Capitulation. And what did we use one more time? Our 5-minute bearish value gap. Respected it one more time, and then we continued lower, getting closer to that 50%. So for ES, I'm really waiting for the next trade. I entered with one lot. I closed 50% of that. Take another 25% off at London sell side, and really just waiting for that continuation. Now we've had our first initial move to the downside, and then we consolidated for basically 1 hour. Now I want to see the expansion further down. Not the reversal, my stop is already at break even. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. I'm content with the profits I made today. In the way we've been trading here, taking lows, taking highs, it's tough. But that's what we that's what we have to anticipate. It doesn't happen every time. But most of the times after a, let's measure that range, I'm starting to lose my voice, 60-point range to the upside, Monday bullish, Tuesday bullish, Wednesday bullish. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my voice here. Been talking a lot. There we go. Eventually we're gonna go sideways, and that's typically what we get during sideways movement. We take sell side and immediately revert back into the range. Trap traders long, take out buy side, messy. But I think yesterday we had a good time trading, Tuesday as well, and Monday as well. So nothing for us to complain about. FOMC and CPI news are done. I'm gonna be back for a Friday live stream, I think. Maybe only on Discord with the VIP members, so if you're interested in becoming a VIP member to learn more from how I trade and how I manage my funded accounts, there's a link in the description to my VOP shop. There's right now only a 25% discount on the ICT All-in-One Indicator, because we had a 50% discount on the VIP memberships during Black Friday, and it's too soon to do another one of those. This is my funding pips account, by the way, for today. Up 4% in 5 trading days, so good trading here, I think. Let's see, I have one last runner left. That would put me around $250 in profit if my target is being met. 1 minute time frame, same story. I would anticipate bearish fair value gaps to hold resistance, but the way we have been trading, well, it didn't hold resistance. We take buy side, then we leave bullish fair value gaps that don't hold support. It's easier to switch your bias, and that's really when you have to start to recognize, okay, hey, I took 2 or 3 losses. We're inside a range. I'm not trying to sit here to trade until we are leaving the range. That's not what I'm here for. And then call it a day, even if you're in drawdown. And that's most of the time the hardest thing we have to accomplish to do sometimes as traders. All right, that's gonna be it for the YouTube live stream today. Thanks very much for being so active in the chat. I really appreciate it. So yeah. Yes, tomorrow we will have the popular Friday closing price prediction again, like last week Friday, to have a little guessing game of where ES is going to close. All right, but that's going to be it for me today. Let's see if we keep on messing around here and running back to the upside after just hitting that sell side. We will see. I could care less. My stop is at break even, and my take profit target right now is London sell side. We will see. All right, guys, take care, and until tomorrow. Bye.